I plead for all. And the pedestrian wrote, I pay for all.
Chinese university?
A Chinese tourist wrote home that the American University is a vast athletic association whereby there are some studies maintained for the feeble-bodied.
Harvard.
Excuse me, dear?
Harvard?
Oh, you can always tell a man from Harvard, everybody. You just can't tell him much.
Yesterday's luxuries.
Yesterday's luxuries are tomorrow's necessities. You can't keep up with it, folks, because today's luxuries are tomorrow's necessities.
Crime doesn't pay.
Oh yeah, crime doesn't pay. By the time it does pay, they change the name to something else, Amy.
The vocabulary word is acclivity.
Acclivity, you know what that is, folks? It's an upward climb. And a declivity is a downward slope. Are you having an acclivity today, or are you having a declivity day? Well, that's good, Amy. Now, what is a Bible passage?
James 1:19. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry.
Oh, that's good, Jamie. You read that well. Read it again, please.
My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry.
Oh, I would love to do that. Well, I'm going to try to do that. Where is that from, James, honey?
James 1:19.
James was the brother of Jesus Christ. What's next after that, dear?
The hymn is Blessed Be the Tie That Binds.
That is the hymn, the theme song of the Folsom Association of America. The Folsom Association of America. Incorporated. The Folsoms came here in 1648. That would be after the Mayflower in 1620. And the ship that they came in was a Diligent, and it looked exactly like the Mayflower. And where did they come? To Plymouth? No, they came to halfway between Plymouth and Boston. In a town that begins with H. Now, what is that? So, the theme song of the Folsom Family Association Incorporated. Blessed be the tie that binds our hearts in Christian love, the fellowship of kindred minds is like to that above. Blessed be the tie that binds, and that tie binds all of us. We are all bound by that tie. Not one of us escapes it. We are all bound by that tie. Blessed be the tie that binds us in Christian love. Most religions tell you that love is God. Okay, Amy, what's next?
We could do the events next.
We could, right. Before we do the events, Amy, let's tell them what we hope to accomplish with this program. We are reminding people what, dear? That.
The only thing that matters is how you treat others when
yes,
all is said and done.
all that is said and after all that is said and done, the only thing that really matters is how did you treat others. After all that is said and done, the only thing that matters is how you treat others. Now, Amy, would you go back and read that passage from James?
My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry.
And then what is the other one, Amy, about? We want ourselves and everybody we know to be the best we can be.
Yeah. And the last one is it possible to overcome sin and sickness with prayer and faith?
Is it possible to overcome sin and sickness with prayer and faith? Yes. And here's how it goes, folks. You don't do anything your conscience tells you not to do. That's a double negative. I don't know how to get over it. You don't do anything that your conscience tells you not to do. You do everything that your conscience tells you to do. You know what happens? You're good. No more guilt. There's no guilty. There is instead. Oh, and there's no fear. With guilt comes fear. You get rid of the guilt, you get rid of the fear. And if you get rid of the fear, you get rid of the sin and sickness. You're impervious. Do everything your conscience tells you to do. You get rid of the guilt, you get rid of the fear, and now you are well and strong and healthy and happy. And anything else you want to be. That fits in with the Bible verse, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and that's being nice to everybody, and all else will follow. Amy, did you want to salute one of our employees?
No.
Okay, I'll do it for you.
Or maybe April, you know.
You want to salute April?
Yeah.
April is going to a prom this Saturday night, Amy.
Well, that's nice.
Is she ending up her first year of college, freshman year? And she'll be back to work with us on May 22nd.
That sounds nice.
Amy, tell the folks about the Lincolns.
Well, the 1993 Lincoln is currently happy in his forever home up at Rochester with James Johnson. And he said that he was changing the headlights and changing the wipers and changing a couple other things, and now it runs smoothly.
Amy, do you get the impression that the 1993 Lincoln is back onto the road?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to make sure of that. And we're hoping that he will come the last two, one of the last two weekends in May and get the 1980 Lincoln.
Yes.
Amy, what happened this morning when Mr. Autobat came to see us? What did he do?
He measured the pipes.
Because we're going to have a new pipe that goes deep into the ground that has kept our poor sink from draining properly. That's an awfully big job and an awfully expensive one, right, Amy?
Yes.
Boy. Wow. Oh, it's going to cost. They got to go way, 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 way down. Apparently the pipe just wore out. Is that it?
Yeah.
And the grass grew in it or something? No, not down there, Glendora. Okay.
The 1980 Lincoln is still currently in your garage, but it's looking forward to joining its relative with James Johnson soon.
The 1980 Lincoln, folks, has 300,000 miles on it.
Wow.
Wow. But it's 3 different engines.
3 different engines. Wow.
Yeah, I had the engine changed 3 times.
That must have been expensive.
Oh, it was. And think what it is today, Amy.
Yeah.
Now, Amy, tell us about your bicycle.
Well, my bicycle is currently sitting in the front of my grandma's porch, and it got some pollen on it, so now I have to clean it up a little bit.
Tell me about Miss Kitty.
Miss Kitty is very happy and purring every time I see her, and she meows at me when she wants food. So, and I keep her litter box clean, and I give her food and water every day. So.
Now listen to this, folks. There's a feral cat. No home, no person, living out in the wild, but somebody regularly feeds a cat. Guess what? The feral cat gave birth to 6 babies. My enterprising friend had the know-how to trap that kitty and bring the kitty home to her house with the 6 babies. She took on a mother cat and 6 babies. She's going to be so lucky. And you just think of watching 6 baby kittens until they're 2 months old.
Aw.
Just think how much fun that will be.
Yeah.
I would keep the video camera going all the time.
Aw. They're so cute when they're little, too.
Yes. Remember, folks, do what your conscience tells you to do. I should say, let us do what our conscience tells us to. Let us not do anything our conscience says don't do. And then we get rid of the guilt. And then we have no fear. And then we have health and happiness. Because we know we're doing right. And then we have everything else wanted. Okay. I'll make a deal with you, Amy. Tell us 10, Cublany up to 10 events.
All right.
Do I have them over here?
No, I had them on my desk.
Okay.
The first one is applesauce.
Oh, yes. Yesterday, Meals on Wheels gave me broccoli, which was very tasty, and gave me French fries, which they're not their best at French fries. And gave me applesauce. And I was here all alone. Well, you know, you're never alone because you're always with everybody because everybody is some of God. But I was here, and I said, I don't like having this food left out on dirty dishes. I'm going to try to wash the dishes. Amy, do you know that I did wash 2 of the dishes in the sink and dried them and put them on the stove to air?
Wow.
But when I got up, Amy, there was this cup of applesauce. And of course, I don't see it. And off it goes on the floor under my shoe. And all over the floor, honey.
Oh, boy.
Well, what'd you do, Gundor? I kept covering it with paper towels, kept covering it in cable. Finally, I got it so I wasn't tracking it all over Happy House 3. Then I went over there to the sink. As I say, you know, the sink doesn't run very fast. But I got the dishes washed, and I got them wiped, Amy, and I put them on the stove to finish drying. And then I had to wait at the sink for the sink to dry before I could clean the sink. So I stood there and waited for the slow drain. And finally it drained, and I cleaned the sink with the paper towels. I did it, Amy. I washed dishes. Next.
Helen Keller.
have you read The Life of Helen Keller? Oh, have you read that? Oh, that is so entrancing. Deaf, dumb, and a speech impediment. And look what she did in that beautiful, wonderful Anna Sullivan, her companion. How she taught her all those things. And she lived until she was 88. And did you know that she lived in Easton, Connecticut? For all you people at the Altice Optimum Signal in Norwalk, Connecticut, that goes all the way from Greenwich all the way over to Westport, she lived in Easton for over 30 years. And she took on great causes for the poor and for the overworked. What a story, Helen Keller. Amy, can you watch it on TV, on a documentary?
Yes.
Okay, what's next, dear?
Spectrum.
EM spectrum.
Yeah, EM spectrum.
Electromagnetic spectrum. Radio waves. Very, very interesting. They give you radio, they give you TV, they give you cell phones, they give you all those things that are upsetting the world now. And microwave waves, microwave. And then comes red, orange, green, blue, violet. Amy, tell the people why we're wearing violet this week.
Is it because you like the flowers?
Yeah, it's because the violets are all over the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And the lilacs are coming. And the iris, they will have violet in them. What's next on the list, honey?
Hudson Valley.
Oh, Amy, did you hear that Hudson Valley, their summer courses, they're going to offer a course in vegan cooking?
Really?
Yes, and they're going to offer a second course in vegan baking.
Nice.
We go down and learn how to make vegan cream puffs, Amy.
That's cool.
That's Hudson Valley Community College. In, what town is it in there? North Greenbush?
I'd say it's North Greenbush because it's...
Who wants a town named Greenbush? But that's what's it called, Greenbush. Next on the list, honey?
3 days plus damage to fort.
What, dear?
3 days plus damage fourth.
Oh, 3 perfect days. Doing what my conscience says, not doing what my conscience says don't do. No guilt and no fear and completely healthy. It works. And I would have had yesterday the 4th day, except I ruined 1 hour of it. But I atoned for it. What do you do when you do something wrong? What do you do? First you say, I did it wrong. I was wrong to do that. I'm very sorry. I'm ashamed that I did that. You admit it. And then you say, what can I do to make it up? Well, you go out and do something nice for the world. And then you say, I'll not do it again. That's what you do when you do something wrong, and now you're free again. Next one, Amy, have we done 10?
No, we're on number 6. Bank checks.
What, honey?
Bank checks.
Oh. This is Franklin's Glory Week. He worked 37 years. Never absent a day, never tardy a day. He worked hard and honestly and loyally and lovingly and affectionately and carefully. And he was very, very popular with everybody. And now he's still being rewarded for that. And so when his checks come in from heaven at the beginning of every month, Pat takes them to the bank. And Pat puts them in the bank. 3 checks. And they're in a pouch. Guess what the bank did? They entered the banks into the account, put the account up to $5,900, Amy.
Wow.
And then they handed Pat the pouch. And in the pouch were 2 checks. In other words, they banked the checks and gave the checks back to Pat. So, Phil rescued us, and he went back and corrected it and gave the bank the checks. Next saga.
The next one is 40 birthday greetings.
Yes, from all over. 40 happy birthday to you, Glendora, 95 years old. 40 of them. They started coming in a little before May 1st, May 1st, May 2nd, and May 3rd, and none came in today. 40 of them. And you get the credit, Mother. Do you have Mother's picture there, or is it still on the wall?
It's on the wall.
Could you hand it to me?
Sure.
Please, honey.
Sure. Hold on 1 second.
Helping others, you enjoy it. Happiness is guaranteed. We got rid of the ego. Selfishness is not allowed. We want us to have it. Peace that passes understanding. Helping others, you'll enjoy it. Satisfaction guaranteed. Mom and Dad. Very popular. Very well dressed. Hardworking. Brought up 4 children through the Depression, Amy.
Wow.
When some days we just had gravy and bread.
Wow.
The next day we had bread and gravy. Is it a good picture we have of them now?
Yes.
Edna Leathers Folsom. Leathers. It should have been Lithers. Oh, Lithers. But when they came over to America, they just spelled it wrong, as they did so many. And Ralph Arnold Folsom. Okie dokie. And you, oh, by the way, they get the credit for the birthday. Next, Amy.
May 1st.
May 1st was very special. May 1st was a new day. It was a new week, the week of May 1st. A new month, the month of May. And a new year, 95 years old, and a new person. Anything else, Amy? It's a good thing. The old person was pretty bad. Anything else, Amy?
Do what your conscience says.
We covered that well. Do what your conscience says. Don't do anything your conscience says not to do. You'll get rid of the guilt. You'll therefore get rid of the fear because you've done everything fine. You haven't done anything wrong. And everything will come your way. There's nothing to fear. No sickness, no sin, nothing. I would say you don't have to fear death. Because you can't kill a spirit. Nobody can kill your spirit. Your spirit's going to be around. Nobody can kill your spirit. So your body has to recycle, so we all have to recycle. Next, Amy.
External hard drive is the last one.
Amy, do you know anything about external hard drives?
No.
Google, what good is an external hard drive? Hey Google, what good is an external hard drive? What good does it do the world?
On the website AccuShred.net, they say an external hard drive is a convenient data storage device that can hold various forms of digital files. It's a separate device that attaches to your computer, usually through a USB port. An external hard drive can be moved between computers and can provide extra storage space for backup files. People also ask me, what is an external hard drive for? Want to hear the answer?
Yes, please. Yes. Yes, Google.
On the website iwu.edu, they say an external removable hard drive attaches to the outside of a computer. External hard drives are useful for backing up computers and transferring data between computers.
Well, Google, do you record on the external hard drive simultaneously with recording what's going on the computer? You didn't ask that one right, Glendora. Do you know, folks?
2 o'clock p.m. 78.3 degrees.
How many minutes, honey?
We're at 27 minutes.
27?
Yeah.
We might as well finish this, honey. Is there anything you want to say?
No.
Okay. On the next program, will you read our article in the Advertiser?
Sure.
Okay, thank you, Amy. Let us think of a good hymn, folks. For the beauty of the earth, for the glory of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around our flies. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise.